What's up, guys? Dr. Uz here from the Dr. Uz Talks YouTube channel. Once again, thanks to everybody who's liked and subscribed. I didn't really expect many people to do it, but yeah, just thanks, and we'll have some conversations. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit more lighthearted than the other kind of topics that we've been talking about takeaways, right? And what the hell has happened to takeaways over the past like 10 years. And I wouldn't even say it's been 10 years, maybe the last 5 or 6 years. Takeaway prices have just become absolutely insane. Now, as a family, we don't often really have takeaways and stuff, right? But whenever you did, it would be like, I can't cook today, or you've been out somewhere and it's like we're coming back and it's like, oh, you got to cook and stuff. It's just much easier to just go and get a takeaway or whatever. So you either go and pop in and get it, or you go on the app like Deliveroo or Uber Eats or Just Eat or anything like that and go on it. And a few years ago, it used to be that you could go on there and it would be like £15, you can get a whole load of food and feed a family of 4 very, very easily. And £15, right? And you could get everything. You could get like, say, pizza, two, 3 pizzas, whatever. The whole family's fed. They're all there. They've had a hard day, like asleep, whatever. And it was really convenient there as well, because you could just go and pop into the takeaway or whatever and just order it and, wait maybe 20 minutes and it will be there. Or you basically go and order it, you ring them up, or you go on their website, order the stuff, it will just turn up there to you. But I don't know whether it's due to all of like the prevalence of these things, like, the Just Eats and the Deliveroos and the Uber Eats, and they've added an extra layer of people who have to be paid. But the takeaway prices have just gone absolutely insane. The other day we ordered like some pizzas and stuff because we had some people who come over. And yeah, it was a little bit more than we usually would kind of order. Everybody had been out. We'd basically, all these families, they've been out to the park and stuff there, for quite a long day. And one of the families came back there with us. And we just ordered some pizza. So the order was like double what would usually order, right? And back in the day, that would come to 30 quid. Now, I'm not talking that long back in the day. I'm talking like a few years or so. £30, like double what we'd usually order. Nah, £60, right? £60 to order, right? And this is on their deals where you're getting 3 pizzas, 3 for this amount, all this kind of stuff. And it was just crazy. So I was thinking, maybe it's just a one-off kind of thing. So, a few months later, my kids were like, oh, we really want burgers, Dad, I really want burgers. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. I've got to go to the place, get some ground meat, make the patties, get this, get the little smash plate out and stuff. And I really couldn't be bothered. So I'm just like, okay, let me just order on this thing, right? And basically, for some reason, all of these takeaways think that there's some kind of gourmet kind of place now. And the burgers are like £8-9 each. So before you know it, right, you're not even getting like all your sides and all that, your chips and all those kind of things. You're spending around £10 a burger with sides and stuff, right? No drinks, no nothing. And then it just comes and it's like back in the day, like I'm saying back in the day, like it's literally like ages ago. I'm talking like 5 years tops, right? Food used to come pretty quick, and it was hot and you could just eat it. And it was the whole point in the takeaway is it's convenient. You can go into the takeaway shop, or you can basically go and get it delivered to you. It comes quick. Companies like Domino's and Pizza Hut and stuff, they used to pride themselves into being like, oh, we can get it to you within like 30 minutes, or you get your money back and stuff. Nowadays, these companies, right, it's like like this burger one. We ordered it at like 4 o'clock and said that we wanted it to come at 6. So they got 2 hours warning, right? By 7:30, the burger's still not even there. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on here. You give them a little bit of time. So I rang them up at 7 and I'm like, what's going on? Right? We ordered this burger at 4 o'clock on your website, and it's I don't know why it's taking so long. We want it to come to 6 o'clock. and the guy's like, oh, I'm so sorry, is, you know, we're really busy, it's a Friday night. And it's like, listen, that's not really my problem that you guys are busy, right? Don't offer a convenient takeaway service, right, if, you know, if you can't fulfill it. And then when everything came, it's like lukewarm, right? It's not even like properly warm. So the whole point in takeaways is that it's meant to be convenient, that you can just go in there, and it's like maybe takes you like 15 minutes of a wait, and you just go and pick up the stuff. Or like, it's meant to be fast, okay? You know, it comes to you get hot food, so it's like, you know, you're not having to cook, so that's the convenience there as well. It's cheap as well because you're not paying for the service. The whole point in the takeaway is that it's so that you don't have to go into a restaurant and pay for the service and all that kind of stuff that you get, because a restaurant is paying for tables and rent and all of that kind of stuff, and staff. You don't have any of that. Nowadays, these takeaways, right, are becoming the same kind of cost as restaurants. They're almost all the same. So like, I don't know whether you guys have noticed how many, right, you know, obviously we don't get takeaways that often, but basically, like, you know, how many like places are just open around you which are all like smash burgers. Every single one's smash burger. And it's like, listen, mate, literally every single thing is the same kind of food, you know. You know, lots of different types of pizza places which are all exactly the same, and obviously the chicken places which are all exactly the same there as well, all kind of saying that, oh, we do something different. And it's like, you basically got this homogenized kind of you know, types of food. They're no longer cheap because you're spending a huge amount of money to get this kind of thing, and they're no longer convenient because they don't deliver on time. They're always late. You got to ring them up anyway. You're paying extra. So it's just like, I just can't see the point in them anymore. It's got to the stage where it's just like, you know, especially like with the burger incident. And, you know, I'm making this sound worse than it is. This is like first world problems, right? But, you know, especially like with the burger incident, I could have just gone and made it myself. You know what I mean? And it would have tasted better, to be honest, because it would have been hot to start off with. And I would have made it myself, you know, for the kids and things, you know. So I kind of feel like they've lost their purpose, and for some reason they've put themselves in this bracket of like, oh, you know, we're really gourmet. And the thing is, everybody's just accepted it. If you ever go into these places, right, and, you know, have to do a collection, or if you ever go into these places there and you know, have to you know, think, oh, I'll just get this and then we'll go home or whatever. And I'm making this sound like we get this every week, like you know, like you know, once a month maybe we might do something like that, right? And you go in and it's like, it's, you know, you're standing there and there's so many people in there. You have to barge past all these people with the orange Just Eat bags and their green delivery, you know, bags, and turquoise, you know, Uber Eats bags and stuff like that. And it's basically like, it becomes a horrible experience to go and get it. And also at the same time, everything's stupidly expensive. Unless you go to one of the places which like maybe 2 doors down, which everybody walks past, which has got like a 1-star food hygiene rating, you know, like really bad food hygiene. Those are the only ones that seem to be a little bit more empty. But I totally think they've lost their way, man. And I don't understand how any of these businesses are going to be here in 5 years' time, because they're so expensive and so ridiculous. The only real way I can see that they're surviving is basically because there's so many people who are working from home. So, you know, a decreased amount of people that are going out in the evenings and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, oh, I'll just get it at home. So they're substituting that money that they would have spent going out and doing something, where they're going to the cinema or something like that, and using that money to pay for the takeaway. And because cinema and all these things would have been more expensive, they've kind of accepted in their minds, oh, takeaway is like my kind of treat. And it's just the, you know, I accept the expense. But how long that can go on, I don't know. For me, it's absolutely crazy. They're going way above their station, man. Like, takeaway is cheap and, let's be real, nasty food, right? That you're just doing to get your stomach full, right? It's not there to be like, oh, it's some kind of gourmet fest. You know what I mean? If you're going to go and do that, you go to a proper restaurant, or even better, you make it yourself. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about the craziness of takeaways. Am I being a bit too Karenish about this? I don't know. Until then, guys, we'll see you again next time.